Remember those kid puzzle games where you have to fit shapes into holes? What if I give you a scenario where these shapes are constantly changing? They're not one size, they're not one shape. So you might think, well, they're never going to fit into the holes, which is completely true. The reason I'm saying this is because marketing, which is one size fits all, is the same case. You can't have a changing market without taking any action. I want to show you how these puzzle pieces can still fit no matter how much they change. So we're dealing with an ever-shifting world. AI is taking over and people's attention span is dropping faster than you can say TikTok. Rigid marketing strategies are like ancient ruins. They're interesting to look at, but they might not hold up to this modern day onslaught. And I have a genuine question. Why do people hear the word flexible system and they immediately think chaos? Why don't they look at it as it's still a structured SOP, standard operation procedure, but has that adaptability? Influencer marketing. A very famous influencer, if you can get your hands on one, will probably cost you a kidney. And the truth is, their audience might completely not care about your product or service. On the other hand, a influencer who has a good amount of followers, who pretty much works in the same niche that you do, it will bring you warmer leads for half the cost. I mean, it's really logical if you think about it. For some reason, people have this fundamental idea that hopping on trends will get them the ROI. But you also have to consider that your business has a niche, has a specific audience, and you have to understand that all these big influencers have built a name for themselves and people love who they are. So unless this influencer, this huge influencer, is your business partner, a trending video of theirs about your business will pretty much not do you anything, especially if their audience don't care about your product or service. A guy who has 50k followers, who's in the same niche as you do, and their followers are actually looking into businesses or products that you provide, that will gain you so much more ROI. Let's say you hire a mega fashion influencer for your coffee shop. That's like using a megaphone to speak to an empty room. But on the other hand, if you partner with a local food influencer, eventually you just find yourself sitting there and seeing all these people coming into your shop. Alright, so let's go into a different field of marketing. Google. If you're currently running Google ads, your aim is to be the top of the listing. I want you to consider this. Have you went to search something recently and you had this AI summary thing pop up? That section and the people often ask section under it, you'll need to scroll a whole 1 or 2 pages to find your listing. So like, if we really consider it, it would be a much better idea if we kind of expand from just running ads on the Google listing. To put it simply, SEO is not a single note in the symphony. You have to treat it like it's an evolving solo that just needs constant care. And this is really a key phrase, constant care. This is about the adaptability and the flexibility we want in our structured SOPs. It doesn't mean chaos. It doesn't mean things are going to be all over the place. You're going to have systems that adapt according to the development in the markets. When was the last time you checked your keyword listing and you changed it depending on what people are actually asking nowadays? Now let's talk about the SOP, because this is pretty much the main idea and the main thing that you can take action on. We have a question: adaptability versus structure. Now, yes, you want the standard operation procedure to keep your team efficient. But as I said, these SOPs must allow any adjustments based on the data, trends, and platform changes. A really cool example I can give here is, it's like building a Lego house. The individual pieces can be reconfigured in a lot of different ways, so you don't really have to start from scratch. Now, after everything here, we can actually present ourselves with 3 practical steps. First step being is to track data weekly. If the numbers show a drop in performance, you can pivot quickly. If they show a rise in performance, you can use both data points to improve the next batch of ads that you publish. Next step is to basically test small, and then you can scale fast. If you have something working really well for you, if you can afford to have 80% of the budget stay there but 20% to test these micro tests on different channels. This way, if any of these channels show success, you can devote more budget into it, and there's a high chance that this could beat the current campaign that you're running. You always have to look out for these opportunities and not miss out on these wins that might seem small at the moment, but everything is developing. Everything has to have its own time to grow and nurture. So yes, in marketing, it's really important to keep testing things even if we have a very obvious winner. And the third step is basically to stay educated. AI updates, platform changes, and just have like a small scouting team to look out for any upcoming influencer that you can actually benefit from. Now, after all of this, I'll ask you one more question. Would you rather have a campaign that you can tweak at will, or one that is carved in stone that would lead you straight into the marketing graveyard? All of this sounds like a lot of work, boring research, constantly renewing campaigns. I have something for you. If you would like to have a team that can run all of this for you, convenience of time, guaranteed results, and actually proving structures, you can actually DM me on my Instagram account right now, and we can book a free strategy call to go over all these things and see if we can get started with the system for your fitness center. So quickly recap what we went over today. We talked about how the marketing is ever changing and we have to stay flexible and adaptable. I gave the two examples of the influencer marketing and Google. We talked about the adaptive SOP. We have to keep an efficient structure, but with room for improvement. That's it for today. If you have any thoughts, drop a comment down below. I would love to see your perspectives. See you in the next one.